don't begrudge anyone asserting their constitutional right to remain silent, but I can't stand it when there's a double standard, when what's sacred to them is denied to us. This week, another senior IRS official invoked the Fifth Amendment before a congressional committee seeking answers on the Obama administration's targeting of political enemies. The Fifth Amendment. This is the same administration that couldn't wait to trample on the First Amendment freedom of the press, couldn't wait to trample on the Second Amendment right to bear arms, that used the NSA to trample all over the Fourth Amendment rights of just about every one of us, and then, of course, lied about it. Now, when they're caught with their hands in the cookie jar, what do? They wrap themselves up in the American flag. Thank God for that Declaration of Independence, those precious constitutional rights, that body of law that allows me to remain silent, avoid the truth, keep getting a check and a bonus to boot. Enter the Obama administration's playbook. First, deny, then lie, then commit perjury. And if you can't beat the clock and they're still coming after you, plead the Fifth.
One of the basic functions of the Fifth Amendment is to protect innocent individuals, and that is the protection I'm invoking today.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer any questions and invoke my Fifth Amendment privilege to remain silent.
There's only one person who can plead the Fifth better than those two bozos, Dave Chappelle.
Is it true you were a crack cocaine dealer for 7 years? I plead the Fifth.
Exactly how much money did you earn in your time as a crack cocaine dealer?
There are so many amendments in the Constitution of the United States of America. I can only choose one. I can only choose one. I plead the Fifth. I plead the Fifth. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anything you say, Fifth. Go ahead, ask me a question. Did you Fifth?
If the IRS didn't have so much power and ability to destroy lives, we could just keep laughing. But their abuses continue to plague the American taxpayers. $50 million to dance like fools, play dress up, buy some booze, get loaded, and sleep in those presidential suites. Now, these IRS party animals are in line to get $70 million in bonuses for, quote, substantially exceeding expectations. But you don't have to substantially exceed expectations because virtually everybody gets a bonus. For what? Good play acting? It certainly wasn't for sending $46 million to 23,000 unauthorized alien workers all at one address. 23,000 people living under the same roof. And these people deal with numbers for a living? Forget Star Trek. Their parody should have been Dumb and Dumber. Now, Mr. President, why won't you stop the financial bloodletting? Were you so shocked that the bunch of idiots working for you in the IRS didn't burn the building down that now you think you should reward them with bonuses? And this week, we find out they're using IRS-issued credit cards to buy themselves little gifts, like popcorn machines and diet pills and romance novels. A little wine to go with the romance novels. A little porn to go with the wine and the romance novels, yet in the presidential suite, no less. Credit cards? Why do these people even have credit cards? It's our credit. And, of course, add a little corruption to the mix. Greg Roseman, Deputy IRS Director, awards the largest contract in IRS history to a company owned by his close buddy, another IRS bozo who took the Fifth. But have no fear, the president is going to make everyone accountable and appoint the savior of the day, that capped crusader Danny Werfel, acting IRS commissioner. He's going to come in and restore confidence. Here with his conclusion.
While fact gathering is still ongoing, We have not found evidence of intentional wrongdoing by anyone at the IRS or involvement in these matters by anyone outside of the IRS.
So why did you apologize? No intentional wrongdoing by anyone at the IRS? Are you stupid? No intentional wrongdoing? Did they or did they not target conservatives after they lied and said they weren't doing it, after they were told not to do it? Then they did it again and said that they didn't do it. Were they having an out-of-body experience? And by the way, Werfel, how would you know? You admit you haven't spoken to Schulman or Lerner or Miller or Roseman. And under intense congressional questioning, you pivot to the Obama playbook. First, no. Then, I don't know. Then, there's no evidence. Then, you prove there was wrongdoing. I challenge your question. Then, you're looking into the facts. Now, you're going to wait for the Justice Department to do an investigation. Great. In over his head holder gets another investigation he won't do. Does this remind you of anything? Remember Benghazi? That ARB that Hillary appointed? They didn't get the facts, but they had a conclusion. They didn't speak to Hillary. They didn't ask the president if he issued that cross-border authority. Such a happy ending. And everybody is still working at the State Department. Folks, this is how it's done in Washington. They don't want the truth. No one's been fired, sanctioned, prosecuted. People are on vacation, getting paid for not working and not doing their jobs. Now, they say at the IRS that they're sorry about the conferences and the lavish spending and the targeting of conservatives, and they want our forgiveness. I believe in redemption. Forgiveness is divine. But in this case, I think we should leave the forgiving to God. And what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Imagine you told the IRS you're sorry you didn't keep those receipts. Do you really think they're going to say, oh, no problem, and then go away? If you make a mistake with the IRS, you lose. There are certain fights you just can't win. Like if you bring a knife to a gunfight, or you go into a fight and you have to look all the way up at the other guy. You get my drift? I have an idea. Until you, the IRS, comes clean, people made accountable, and people start losing their jobs, our tax dollars should go into an escrow account. You shouldn't be able to see it or spend another penny of our money on yourselves, let alone get millions in bonuses and target the rest of us. You're a bunch of bullies. They say in our society we have zero tolerance for bullies. I'm not so sure that's the case here.